switch to figuring out the molarity of all the ions, and that's a little bit trickier, okay? Do we still want to use the molecular formula if we're dealing with all the ions? Because you really can't see any ions here, okay? Would we want to deal with the net ionic equation? No, because there's some ions, the spectator ions are not there. And I really asked you to figure out the concentration of all the ions. So I'm going to erase this, and this is where we're going to focus, okay? All right. We know from before that we have 2 moles of silver nitrate. When silver nitrate breaks up into the silver and the nitrate particles, how many moles of just silver ion will you have? It's not a trick question.
0.2.
0.2, right. How many moles of nitrate will you have?
0.2.
0.2. How many moles of sodium will you have? 0.2. Y'all are thinking, Miss Herbig, this is boring. Okay, how many moles of chloride?
0.2.
0.2. Okay, so these are our starting amounts. Okay, start. Then what we need to figure out is what is used up. Okay? Now, here's where you really have to think through it, and you have to be very comfortable with what is going on in the reaction. Okay? Will all of these ions be present in the end?
No.
No. If we were to draw a picture, like you guys had before, let's make silver blue, let's make nitrate, oh, that's silver plus 1. Let's make nitrate, let's make that like a blue circle with kind of slashes in it. Let's make chloride red, and let's make the sodium black. Is everybody good with that? Okay. So in our before beaker, right, we're going to have, if this is before, we're going to have silver ion. Here, I could do it like this. Okay, we're going to have silver, we're going to have nitrate, we're going to have chloride, and we're going to have sodium. We're going to have all of those and a bunch of them, okay? In our after beaker, what's going to be at the bottom? Okay, so we're going to have our silver, chloride is red, right? Okay, we're going to have our silver chloride, and we're going to have a bunch of it. So silver chloride, all right? What's going to be floating around on top? Sodium, and what else? And the nitrate, okay? Now, here is the question. Will there be anything else floating around on top? Is it possible that any silver is floating around on top?
No.
How come?
It's all used up.
Why is it all used up?
Because they.
It's the limiting, oh, they're both the limiting reactant.
Yeah.
Okay, so the silver is all used up, and is the chloride all used up?
Yeah.
Yes. So in this case, remember we were looking at the posters, in this case, we shouldn't have anything besides sodium and nitrate free afterwards, right? Okay. And then I want to make sure that everybody understands this. When I was asking you to figure out the concentration of all the ions, okay, what I mean are ions that are free or still in solution. That's very, very important, okay? So ions that are free in solution. So are the silver ions and the chloride ions still free and in solution
No.
on the product side?
No.
No. They have precipitated and settled out of the solution. They're out of the solution. They've settled down. Does that make sense? Okay. So if we wanted to really quick, so how many of the silver ions were used up? All of it. 0.2. How many of the chloride ions were used up? All. 0.2. So how much is left over for the chloride?
0.
And how about the silver? 0. So the silver ion concentration is 0 moles over the total volume if you have 100 mils and 100 mils added together? Right, so those add together and they're 200 milliliters. And what is 200 milliliters expressed as liters? 0.2. So what's 0 divided by 0.2 liters?
0.
0. That's easy. And our chloride is the same thing. We can just put 0 molar to cut to the chase. Everybody with me? Okay. Now let's look at our nitrate. How much was used up? None. The nitrate, if you look from here over to here, there's absolutely no change at all. None was used up. Is the green showing up? Yeah?
Not really.
Not really, okay? So none of the nitrate was used up and none of the sodium was used up. So what's left? 0.2, 0.2, and those are moles. So the nitrate concentration is 0.2 moles over 0.2 liters. What's that equal to? 1. And the sodium is exactly the same. 0.2 moles over 0.2 liters is 1 molar. And I want you to notice something. We started out with 100 mils of 2 molar. What did we do to the volume? No. From 100 to 200, what did we do to the volume? We doubled it. So what did we do to the concentration? We halved it. Go ahead and stop. Okay? Does that make sense?